Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I had one hell of a week. You already know what I've been through. But every single time something comes up regarding Jehovah's Witnesses in the news, I have to talk about it because we already know JW.org is not going to be reporting. So let's get right into this video and talk about what happened in California. So this article is entitled, Former Carpinteria Man Found Guilty of $1.2 million Scam Targeting Seniors. And you already guessed it, they are Jehovah's Witnesses. Ex-insurance agent Brett Lovett convicted of fraud, elder abuse, grand theft, and money laundering. Let's get right into the article. So it says a one-time insurance agent from Camarillo, Brett E. Lovett, was found guilty of 29 counts of fraud, elder abuse, grand theft, and money laundering this week, including 2 victims Lovett met and befriended at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses congregation in Carpinteria. According to the criminal complaint, there were 9 victims in all. Lovett was found guilty of bilking these clients for a total of $1.2 million over a period of 5 years between 2011 and 2016 while he was residing in Carpinteria. He was arrested in 2017. According to prosecuting attorney Casey Nelson, Lovett, whose license to sell insurance policies expired in the year 2000, promised to invest some of the victims' money. According to Casey and the California Insurance Commissioner's Office, Lovett used the funds either to pay off other investors or to pay for cosmetic procedures, lease vacation rentals in Carpinteria, buy a $6,500 diamond ring, travel to India, and loan money to a Subway franchise in Los Angeles. Lovett also did business as a representative of legal aid information and came into contact with some victims that way. According to Casey, Lovett had been implicated in a prior case, a civil action, for bilking parishioners at another Kingdom Hall. In that case, Casey said Lovett settled. On the stand in that case, Casey stated Lovett admitted to using the proceeds to buy breast implants for a girlfriend and hair plugs for himself. In the current case, one of the victims lost $194,688.50, her life savings. One of his victims, Casey added, was homeless for a while. Another had to move in with her family. Oh my God. Casey said he intends to argue Lovett should get the maximum sentence, 30 years behind bars. Sentencing is scheduled May 9th. The case against Lovett was a joint effort involving the Santa Barbara County District Attorney and the California State Insurance Commissioner. Oh my God. Just look at that face. Look at that face, okay? How many charismatic, popular, good-looking, or attractive, young, pretty young, not that attractive, but if you have a good personality, that boosts up your score, right? When you're funny, right? When a guy is funny, right? How many of these types of guys have you seen in your local Kingdom Hall? Snuggling up the old little ladies, making them feel special, talking to them, going out in service with them maybe, or just making them have a little giggle. They love it, right? I could totally see this happening in any Kingdom Hall. It does not matter. There are so... listen, I'm going to assume, I could say 80%, I believe that the victims were female. So I could totally see this happening in a Kingdom Hall. And here we go again. I'm going to repeat what I said last time in another video about the murder that happened in the UK. And even in that video and that whole situation, it was horrible. But unfortunately, I can see this happening because in the Kingdom Halls, there is a culture that teaches their members that within the Kingdom Hall, all of these people are good. If they are baptized Jehovah's Witnesses, they are better than worldly people. So we always viewed Kingdom Hall friends and Kingdom Hall people as trustworthy, that they wouldn't lie, they wouldn't steal, they wouldn't hurt anybody because they're Jehovah's Witnesses. So when something like this happens, I could totally see why. It's because we grew up around the environment that Jehovah's Witnesses are better than worldly people because we all believe in the same thing. And unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of snakes slithering around these kingdom halls, okay? I've seen them. I have never experienced one, but I have seen them slither around the kingdom halls, trying to be buddy-buddy with the old ladies and making people laugh and people chuckle and giving tighter and longer hugs to these women, trying to get all cozy with the popular witnesses or the wealthy families. Because you know what? You see, this is where I get confused, is because they don't want the born-ins, or anybody who doesn't have any experience in the outside world to get higher education, right? But then you have these families who convert, or they just inherited a business, or that they are entrepreneurs and they have money, they made money, and they well off. Those are the types of families that are also cliquey and more popular than the rest because they got money. So you could totally tell when somebody is snuggling up to these families because they got money. I would not put it past that this guy was one of those guys, right? I mean, he got caught, right? What made me laugh in this is what he did with the money. Because, man, oh man, how many times do we think about winning the lottery and what we would do with that money, right? But this guy did what with the money? Like, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I am laughing because I am in disbelief that he would do something like this. Like, who does that? Who buys a $6,500 diamond ring? Who travels to India, loans money to a Subway franchise, and then uses the money for breast implants? No, that's what got me. That's what got me. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Is he a witness? I would love to find out if he is actually a baptized member, because how else would you trust a guy like this to give your money to? He must be really trustworthy, because I'm sorry, I grew up with we don't trust anybody unless they're witnesses. So for you to give your money, for you to get bamboozled like this, he must be a witness. I don't know. I'm just assuming here, okay? I always speculate and I always assume. But come on. I wish these articles would be more specific, because I would like to know if he's a real witness. Hopefully somebody who recognizes this guy is going to post something on Reddit or something, because I would love to find out. This is insane. This is crazy. But you know what? That's another reason why we know that the Kingdom Hall, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they do not have Jehovah's Holy Spirit. Okay, they think that you could pray for the Holy Spirit, that nothing like this would happen in a Kingdom Hall. Now look what one of your members did. Come on. The only reason why I feel bad for Jehovah's Witnesses in this case is because they really do believe that these people are spotless, that these people can do no wrong, that they would never steal, that they would never lie. Because I used to believe that, you just are in it for so long that you would say to yourself, without a doubt, a Jehovah's Witness would never do this. But here we are. This is why I want to cover stuff like this, because in my JW brain, something like this would never happen. But it did. And we would never hear about it or know about it if it wasn't for apostates or people like me talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, JW.org is never going to say that they found a wolf in sheep's clothing within the Kingdom Halls. But they love to talk about bad association and to not talk to apostates and everything, because apparently we are more dangerous than this guy if he was a witness. No. Okay? I am sorry. I don't care what religion you're in. I don't care what you believe in. You're either a good person or a bad person. And in this case, we found another rotten apple, okay? Of course, not all Jehovah's Witnesses are like this. I'm just saying the culture of Jehovah's Witnesses in the Kingdom Halls will always harbor people like this. It could be pedophiles. It could be criminals. It could be deviant people. It can be two-faced, double-lifed people, fraudsters, thieves. I mean, we're seeing them. right? And I'm happy that they're getting caught. I'm also going to address the argument that people want to be saying, because I know that some people still feel as if we shouldn't be bashing the religion or correlating the religion with the person's bad actions. But I am sorry, it does correlate and it does matter, because he was using either his title or his position or his popularity or his character or whatever to disguise himself as a Jehovah's Witness, trustworthy, and to bamboozle these women or these elderly people to trust him with their money, and they lost it all. So I'm very sorry, but of course, it's not just the Jehovah's Witnesses. It happens in all religions. And I would hope that other people would expose those people in those religions or cults or whatever. But this is something that I am not going to keep under the rug anymore. When I see something like this, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to cover it, because they use the culture and the environment of Jehovah's Witnesses and the Kingdom Halls to buddy and get cozy with these people to do what they really want to do. And they do the same thing with children and CSA issues. That's why it's a problem. It's an epidemic. Just to give a little personal experience when I hear something like this, I remember my mom telling me a story that she needed to get a lawyer for some case that she was dealing with. I don't know if it had to do with child support or whatever civil case that she was dealing with. And she told me the story that she called, because back in the day, you could call Bethel for advice or to use one of their lawyers or whatever. So the service department or the legal department was very helpful to Jehovah's Witnesses back in the day. Not like today when they just tell you to just go to the website and they never answer your questions and they're vague as hell. Right. So back in the day, she called the legal department and she was able to secure a lawyer for her to represent her in the case that she needed. She said that she paid that guy $6,000 back in the 90s. And he was a JW lawyer. And she said that on the day of her court date, he didn't show up. He basically made $6,000 and bounced on her and didn't represent her. The reason why she didn't prosecute him was because he was a Jehovah's Witness, okay? Because in their minds, you are bringing reproach on Jehovah's name when you bring your brother to court. But how are you supposed to handle something like this internally if you don't even know where the guy went? He just left with your money, and she never did anything about it. So I'm not surprised by this. I am not shocked when something like this happens. I'm more shocked when the murder happened in the UK. And that story, if you haven't watched that video, I will include a link right there. You could click and you can watch that. Because I'm more shocked about that happening than fraud. And that's why I'm happy that this guy got arrested. I'm happy that they are seeking the maximum, because there are so many Jehovah's Witnesses who have gotten away with things like this. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing to the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one.